Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I actually came up with this title from my Wunderbar husband Ian. This is, should we hook up, or will it be a mistake, or can it lead to something beautiful and continuous? It's that idea of perhaps we have a schoolmate, a workmate, a significant other we've been thinking about, but we're overthinking the process of making a physical connection because we're thinking, oh, how will the energy change? How will this switch? Sometimes it can just be a beautiful meshing of everything comes together, and that was the one switch that needed turning on where you're like, wow, we are very physically compatible. And then sometimes you're like, okay, well, maybe this person isn't really for me. You never know. Everybody has very strange idiosyncratic mannerisms in life, so of course that would also fall into accordance with a physical connection too, right? You never know. Somebody could just be your absolute cup of tea, or they could just scare the living daylights out of you and you can't make for that door fast enough. One never knows, right? So here's a couple of things I'm hearing too. Before you go out, sometimes just primp yourself so wonderfully, like spritz your hair with perfume, get your Kate Upton on, really, zhuzh your hair up. I love this little sweetness that they can smell in themselves later. Clue them in on one of your passions, because research shows when you talk about something you love, you actually light up and you appear more attractive to people around you. When you walk by this person, arch your back a little bit, press your arms to your side, take long strides. It's the eyes are all on me strut, and it elongates your body. It commands an uninterrupted gaze that really is very commanding, that sort of thing. Be slightly out of reach, you know what I mean? Act flirty towards them, but not like you're ready to lock it down. You want to make it clear you're interested by letting him know he needs to do a little bit of work. Men are hugely into the pursuit of things, absolutely have an opinion. These are people going out on dates too. Just some wonderful ideas that I'm hearing. Have an opinion if he asks you what you want to do. Suggest that restaurant you want to love, that movie you want to see. Don't make him call all the shots and make all the decisions. People continually have to make decisions. They don't want to always have to do that, right? Graze his arm while you're talking. Skin to skin contact sparks oxytocin. It's a connection hormone, so it'll make him feel more focused on you. You know what? All those little things that my cats are so cute right now. They're both on my lap, and they're never both on my lap. But when I really start connecting and speaking and feeling really one with spirit and happy and joyful, because I miss doing sort of readings with Ian where he helps me choose some titles and I can dress the set because he's doing the camera work and the audio. It's so helpful, and it's really nice. And sometimes it takes us up into the weekend to be able to do this because I'll get a barrage of private reads and those always take precedence, so it gets crazy. Again, I just want to announce too, if you guys ever order a private read, those take precedence, so I always get those to you within 24, 48 hours. I think once one took 3 days, and that's it, just because I had a huge onslaught. But I absolutely believe that when you're contacting me, you want those results right away. That energy is fierce, it's strong, it's sparked within you. I start to receive messages right away, so I like to jump right in and do that. So you never have a long wait with me. It's absolutely the messages that are important to me. So you won't have a long wait. I feel compelled to say that because I've looked at some people saying they have like months and months waiting list, but that's my priority. This is my vocation, my job. I decided when I was going to do this, it was going to be my focus, and I was going to do it unilaterally, fantastically, in terms of giving people my undivided attention. So just so you know that you don't have to wait more than ever 48 hours for this, and I will let you know if there's a 3-day wait, but that's very, I'll power through because that energy is hot while it's hot. So let's see what's going on in terms of your choices here. It's funny, I can't really read these upside down. It's so funny. Spin of the Silken thread Devine. Beautiful. That's number 1. So we're going to have a 3-card choice spread right here, okay? And that's number 1. And then number 2 is the Lotus throne. That's so beautiful. I love this use of color, these blues and grays. They're so harmonic and peaceful on the eye. It's almost like super saturated teals. Gorgeous. Number 3, reveal the Peacock beauty. So the message from Spin the Silken Thread Divine is, in creating precious silks, there's a sorting process, sifting out which is broken to find that which is precious and pure. You are commencing a new cycle, and it is time to allow for that which is more precious and pure, that which you wish to take with you into the future, to continue, and to release which does not align with your true heart. That's like the message of the millennial. I'm serious. Just releasing what is not you, for sure. Sometimes we need to help ourselves access the new cycle by releasing vows from this or that or other lifetimes, releasing old emotional patterns, and calling in wisdom and talents from past lifetimes. You're guided to accept this healing now. That's really beautiful, isn't it? And it's such a profound message. This is all about, should you hook up with this person? Will the energies be right? Will it be conducive to your relationship? Or is it simply a mere waste of your time and energy? And now we are on number 1, to be clear. I get all excited, so I got to calm down because I saw this. The star energy. Oh, kind of in deal. Woo! And Queen of Swords. I cannot believe it. So yeah, absolutely. If you hook up with this person you have in mind, the person that's either pursuing you and that is interested in you, or vice versa, I feel like this connection really is divinely guided. And there is a reason for physical attraction, because there's a lot of interplay with a ton of things. It's hormonal, it's chakra alignment. A lot of times when we're starting to choose a physical mate, we stand in a different way to each other where our chakras align. Rarely do we stand face to face with somebody with our hips aligned, our root chakras, all those things so close, because there's an exchange of energy. Have you ever found if you're standing close to somebody and you do that, there's almost a sexual energy that is emitted if you're like hip bone to hip bone, if you're completely faced onto them, because there's an interplay of information throughout your chakras and the exchange of energy. So you will feel that as well, and that lets your body know on all kinds of levels your attraction level towards them. And there's just a million things that come into play there. But I feel that if you have an interest in this person and them and you, that it really is a lovely sort of divine physicality match, that you are going to be very well paired on the physical front. And also with the star factor, that's a lovely romance, blissful feeling of warmth, light, and compatibility as well. And this person is very clear and forward thinking. They don't attach anything that's not attached yet. They are not trying to race to some phenomenal finish line where like, bam, we're married, or bam, you're this and that. They're not drawing conclusions or assumptions. They are simply experiencing the joy of the physicality and the journey with you. So again, when we just take things step by step, a visionary allows for a ton of imagination and joy and explicit detail and all this stuff without having to race to some conclusion or finish line, okay? Just be supremely confident that you're going to be a great physical match, and therefore that connectivity is a starting block to other more spiritual connections. You're going to start to, they like your habits and routines, and vice versa. All those things, they coalesce really beautifully. So this is a really nice match, and I feel compelled to pull one of this. Flexible. Yeah, be flexible and sort of like their viewpoints and what they like. And I feel like some of their stuff is pretty phenomenal that you don't even know about, that they've kept secreted away because they thought, wow, this is pretty. A lot of people bury some of their spiritual notions because they think that they might be dismissed, laughed at, or any of those things. So when you show your flexibility in spiritual matters and political matters and all those things where people have fearful notions because they don't want to be judged, that is so welcomed, and that is you'll get such a heartwarming response from this person. Because one of the things that that kept popping up in one of my studies was that when a man or a woman feels truly comfortable in the presence of another, they don't feel judged. They feel accepted for truly who they are, and they feel like they can express them true selves. Like men, if they felt like they had an issue that they felt was unmanly, but they felt like comfortable to voice it around you, that is such a strong connection to you because you're what's known as a safe zone, and vice versa. And when that happens, there is like a complete emotional connection on a super, super deep level with you that actually creates the same hormones that love does. You know what I mean? That dopamine, all those things, because they're like, wow, I found a safe haven. And it is a rarity because people don't know sometimes how they fling out these judgments. They're highly unaware that it even happens, a lot of that. So, and this ties right into it. It's beautiful. Meo Shan is the Princess of Mercy, giving and receiving the energy of the universe is merciful. And when you receive like all those beautiful vibrations that are high and loving and connective and accepting and flexible, like your other card, it washes over somebody just like a beautiful clear river after they're so hot. It is refreshing, it is restorative, it is a thing of profound beauty and restfulness for them, and they will be undyingly grateful. And it's such a bonding experience. I can't even explain when you feel safe in somebody. You ever just voice something that you don't voice that, and somebody cracks up, or they're like, I know, totally right, and you're like, somebody else actually thinks like this. It's a huge bonding experience. So this person you're going to bond with, and it is a huge yes to go for it. And you're going to find and explore things that make you so happy, and really bring in a new kind of awareness and vibration for you, which is really beautiful. I love that energy for you. Wonderful. So next we're on to number 2, the Lotus Throne. The same Lotus wisdom that enlightens beloved Kuan Yin and all spiritual masters is the very same Lotus light within your own heart. It can take great courage to trust your own inner light to ascend the throne of your own inner spiritual authority, especially if the light of others around you seems more powerful than your own. You are being asked to trust this inner guidance above all others now. Have faith in your own heart and know that you are divine. Okay, so let's see what's going on. I'm going to start with the message. I like this. You know what? I love having these because I feel like it opens the energy to the tarot a lot of times. That's why I work with oracle cards. So the trigger statement in this, and I love these, the trigger versus true. I'll put this down for you. I don't know what to do is the trigger statement. And the true statement is every moment is a new opportunity. Take time today to engage your senses and create. The tension that has been dividing your head and heart is leaving. That's wonderful. And I do find most of the times that can be one of the things that discourages us and or causes us to procrastinate or second guess ourselves, is that sort of energy of, oh, should I, shouldn't I? You know what I mean? We can prevaricate for hours and hours and not get a lot done. Let's just be audacious, get out there and do things, right? It's so funny how we can just drive ourselves absolutely bonkers. So let's see what's going on in terms of, should I hook up with them or will it be a mistake? Ooh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Perfect. So this is an emphatic yes too. And the last one was very, very wonderful as well. I always feel like the Fool energy, the Fool is my absolute favorite card after the Six of Wands, because that's saying I am divinely guided. I trust in the universe, my spirit guides, people out there. When my intuition says go, bond, be with this person, place, or thing, experience this, I trust it. I do not second guess it. When I feel like I should say something, I say it. I never really ever have to restart any videos, because once I start channeling and my voice starts working, it's like this. That's the Fool. It's momentum of going, I've got this. I'm going to do that. Look how he's always walking straight off a cliff practically, but he knows he's going to be caught. He's going to be caught by his intuitive voice, his guides, and his spirit things, and they're going to direct him to the right area. And having this energy is super amazing, because this is about a fresh new start and vantage point. And Pentacles is about building something. Any kind of wealth as we see it, spiritual wealth, romantic wealth, monetary wealth, all those things. And this is like that beautiful, like just lightning bolt of stark intuitive knowledge that just comes right in, that says, just do this, have an experience, stop second guessing yourself. Why is one person's or a group of people's opinion of you ever should matter? If you know you're doing what you want to do that's true to yourself, spiritually, ethically, intuitively, whatever, or otherwise, why should anyone's opinion matter? And most of the time, especially if it's a sort of relationship or physical connectivity, we do not need to shout that off the rooftops. Hey, I hooked up with so-and-so. Hey, I'm having a relationship with so-and-so. Lots of times that's where the difficulty lies, with people being too vocal about their connections with others. And that just really is about seeking acceptance when we do that. When we feel like we have to blast stuff from the rooftops, it's like, hey, I'm desirable, I'm this and that. That's where the complications arise, because that's when your friends, good or otherwise, feel like they have to chime in. If it's a workmate, then other workmates chime in. That's when things get messy, is when we're vocal. If it's something that you like, cleave to it and the privacy of it, because these are moments that are intimate and that should be shared until you're ready to share them and otherwise. So that's something that you also should let your partner know, that There's restrictions on physicality. It's like it is a private notion, right? It's like everything doesn't have to be shared. It's such an age of everything being on blast continually on. That's why so many people and stars are getting in trouble, because they're Instagramming them in places where they're not supposed to be, and their significant others are finding out, right? So it's ridiculous. But this connection is very strong and powerful, and you're going to help each other grow intellectually. You're going to be a huge inspiration for one another. It's very, very a unique connection. And also I feel like you're super highly compatible physically, and that's great. Sometimes just a human snuggle, cuddle, and touch can elevate us in so many ways, right? We can harbor all these weird little facets and fractures of pain and things that we don't even know they're occurring. And then all of a sudden somebody can just rub us on the back or hold our hand, and we release that because it's very healing. So people that are away from physical touch for too long, they can actually grow a little more brittle in more ways than one. So yeah, definitely this is a go. And this is wonderful. This is another message I'm hearing. Tribe, this is someone of your soul, tribe. This is someone that is very congenial, light, robust in so many ways, and they have a lot of vitality and love to give and share. So it's very natural. It's very organic. You don't have to work at the connection. You have a lot of compatibility. So it's very, very beautiful. So I say definitely go for it. You know what I mean? And again, always remember, we're not rushing through life to some great finish line of saying, okay, now we're engaged. Okay, now we're married with this and that. It's about the journey of the connectivity and the loveliness of being with another person, learning from them learning from us, sharing, experiencing a great cup of coffee, all those types of things. You know what I mean? Power, growth, all that stuff. And I'm feeling with this too, that this person allows you to have the Midas touch. You have ideas that can be very viable streams of income, and you've never really shared or voiced them with others, but this person inspires you, and they are artistic also, and they are going to open this avenue of seriously a Midas touch for you to start just bringing in revenue left, right, and center, which is really beautiful. So I love that energy for you guys. Amazing, amazing. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and the notification bell so you know when all the new videos coming in. If you're my regulars, thank you guys for honing in and all your beautiful comments. Feel free to comment. I love it. It's a great way to connect with you guys, and I adore you. And the love energy is just astounding, and I can't thank you enough. And the little gray arrow down the bottom will bring you to all my links to my private reads, and I've been stipulating that I get back to you within 48 hours, 72 at the very most. That takes precedence, these private reads, because when you ask me your questions, that's when you're at the apex of wanting an answer, and your energy is the strongest, so I like to connect to it then. So there's no long waiting period because I just dive right into it. Also, I have a great service called Instantgo. You go right on there and I answer you within an hour or two. It's just a text. And I have a lovely, lovely soul tribe over there that I sometimes connect with daily. You guys working through issues. It's beautiful. And you can, if you'd like to support the channel, you can come see me on my Patreon page. We're going to have chat night tonight. We do great things over there, and it helps support the channel. And there's all different levels, and depending on what level you want to be on, there's different tiers. You can get, free monthly reads. There's all kinds of really fun stuff over there. And I really, really can't thank you guys enough who contribute to that. You're such a great group. And I just go on and I reread your emails, and you're so sweet. So thank you very much. So that's your group. So just tap into that. Yes, go perceive yourself as the god or goddess that you are, and realize we need this human connectivity. We shouldn't second guess ourselves. We shouldn't doubt that we are desirable, loving, and deserving of this love and this connectivity, because it is a huge growth thing when we connect with the right person, and they open these doors to us and they help us achieve what we need to achieve. Because so many people feel like, oh, I'm just better off alone. I had a lot of people say that they do really good as their their own soulmate and this and that. And I realize when you guys, I can feel the palpable loneliness at times when you are saying, oh, I've given up or this and that, but never give up. Don't ever give up on love and hope, because it is an amazing thing. So now we're on to reveal the Peacock beauty. I love this. And this is basically talking about reveling in your beauty and your splendor, and not trying to quash it down, quiet it, or dim your own light. Everybody has beautiful facets of light and wonder to them, and we should always bring that to the fore and say, hey, look, I've got this glossy hair, I've got these big white teeth, whatever you have going on, you know what I mean? I love this trigger versus true. So we're going to start with this for you guys. I don't know who I am is a trigger. And the true statement is I am. There is no efforting required for this shift. Be present and allow energy aspect for, let me say that again. Every aspect of your being to transform. So what this is about sometimes, I believe the messages are definitely about from going solitary to compatibility with others. Because sometimes we'll put our own viewpoints, our own needs is so much in the forefront that we really almost have blinders on to others and their needs. So what we need to do is just say, hey, I can make room. Do you ever hear that in shows and movies? Oh, I just don't have time for a relationship. Why would that not be your number one priority after your children, if you have children, is a relationship? Because that's how we thrive and grow. So let's see this energy. This is Page of Cups. So these are little messages you'll be hearing too about how this person, oh yes. I'm amazed because I thought, I felt this energy when it was coming, that I felt like almost all the groups would be compatible, because I felt these messages were for all the people that were tuning in to let them know now is the time to connect with another person physically, to bring out that beautiful warm spirit in you that lets you know you're loved, cherished, desirable, all those things, because you really, really are. And I feel like a lot of you have suppressed this for quite some time and been like, it's not necessary. I don't have time for that. I'm busy with my career. I'm busy with my children. I'm busy with this and that. But why wouldn't love take precedence in our life? Why wouldn't love be at the forefront of our creative endeavors? Why wouldn't we reach out? And I feel like, and I thought it was almost even vulgar to go, should I hook up with this person? But if I put, should I connect with this person, that leaves, so many different avenues open. And hooking up really is the physicality of coming together, because again, I was saying it can be so bizarre and weird because your head will go through just a melange of crazy. Like, what if they're super kinky? What if they're this? What if they're that? What they do turns me off? What if they have some kind of weird thing that I can't get over? Just something like that. Like, our mind runs a million miles an hour trying to resolve issues that don't even half of the time come up. So those are fear-based, and they shouldn't. If you go with a natural, beautiful flow, everybody's had that experience where you just let loose and you enjoy every single moment of that person and every sensation and everything. It's about being acutely aware of every sensation and being present in the activity, not comparing, definitely not trying to hone on your perceived flaws. That is the worst. If I can say one thing, never ever bring up a conceived flaw of yourself to another person when you're becoming intimate. And every textbook and every single article I've ever written, it's the biggest distraction factor, and it's a huge turnoff. So never go, I'm sorry that my ass is so luscious and juicy. Or always say that. Never say, I'm sorry my ass is too skinny or whatever. Just be like, I'm sorry I'm all that in a bag of chips. Woohoo! Always play yourself up, because they already want you. So why are you trying to convince them they shouldn't? You know what I mean? That's the reality of it, right? It's like you're trying to talk about, it's like, hi, I'm a car salesman. Look at this beautiful Porsche. Oh, it has a flat tire. You don't want it. No. Look at this shiny, glossy car that you can drive around the town. Yeah, you want to get in there. Co-create. And this is all about when we combine our selves on every level like that, physical and otherwise, there is a magic that takes place, the connectivity, and all of a sudden people, they like to feel, especially men, when they feel vulnerable, that then their ego or whatever that is, I always call it their child, their inner child likes to be reinforced with things that are positive. Wow, you are really great. You are the best snuggler and cuddler in the world. You're the greatest kisser, you're this and that. Nothing could make somebody feel better than right after that moment to let them know what a fantastic lover they are, what a great cuddler, what a great kisser, how warm they are, all those things. People need that beautiful, intimate moment. You don't have to spoon until 3020, but you should have some snuggles and cuddlings and lovins, right? It's like people love intimacy. You don't do that with anybody else except for that person you're intimate with, that moment. Those, if you think back, those should be some of your strongest memories that are just embedded in your heart and mind, right? Those beautiful, tender moments of somebody. I still remember my senior year, I was new at this school, and the most popular guy that I'd never said a word to, and I thought I was just like this isolated creature that nobody even knew. I had like a couple friends, came and brought me all these roses out into the courtyard, and everybody stopped. They're like, oh my God, Sean's coming. And all the girls got all excited because it was right before the prom or whatever the hell those things are. And he brought them to me, and I wasn't shocked, scared, or whatever. What affected me the most was his face. He didn't care that there was 100 people staring at us in the courtyard. He was only looking at me, and I remember that moment down to the last detail, and the fact that there was an eyelash on his cheek too, because I froze in time. It's those moments, and you're going to have that with this person. Like, they only see you, and you're like, wow. You're like, it's very, very, it's a super, super powerful moment that lets you know that you are this glorious, beautiful, seductive, awesome creature, and that you should never compare yourself. You are their focus, and know that. And again, forget about any ridiculous perceived flaws. I have so many clients that are like, oh, I don't think I'm ready physically, this and that. How you look is how you look. It's very unimportant in the scheme of things. It's how you behave and receive somebody else's affections 100%. And you guys are going to make a madcap team. I love it. So that's you guys. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe. And also the little notification bell, so you know when all the new videos come in. And then you press the little gray arrow down at the bottom. That'll bring you to all my videos. And again, like I said, any of my private reads take precedence. I get them back to you within 48 hours, 72 at the longest. I feel like that's when you need it. That's when you call on me. That moves to the front of the line above everything else, so you do not have a long wait. Also, I have a great service on Instantgo if you want to have a quick text within an hour or two. I was on that thing like wildfire yesterday. Friday nights are a hot night for that, and it's great. I can give you quick advice, whatever you need, right away on that. And I appreciate my family over there. You guys help support the channel through that. My patrons, thank you guys. You're amazing. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Dara Doe is back. You guys go check her out. I'm so, so happy because she's just such a sweet, enlightened soul. And I was like, what happened to her? Where is she? And I thought she was just trying to take a spiritual rest because sometimes it can be overwhelming. So I didn't want to bother her. I kind of had a feeling she'd be back, so I'm excited. Yeah. Hops, Tarot, Cherry, go see all those guys. There's all this love in the air. There's all this energy. It's palpable. You guys get out there and live. Get out there and connect with others. Be loving, be light, be bright, be the desirable, beautiful people you are. Spray perfume in your hair. If you're a dude, shine those shoes. Get those teeth nice and white and smiley. Just get out there like the shiny, happy people you are and connect, because love lifts, lightens, and brightens, and we all deserve that, right? Because life is beautiful and so are you. Colette would be so proud of me. I love her stuff when she sings on there and she goes, it's beautiful. I was like, that's her voice. I'm like, she's a singer. Then I had to find out everything about her singing career. And I'm like, oh my God, she was a singer. It's crazy. I feel like a lot of light workers are singers. We're not always great singers, but we like to sing because we're ridiculous. And that's how we roll. So amen to that.